You've just been hearing from Doreen Redmond and Josh Askvig from AARP, and now we have Debbie Lafferty. Debbie, you're such a kind soul. You've been at Mandan Golden Age Services for 10 years. Congratulations, thank you, and that is truly amazing, everything that you do there. What's your role?
Well, thank you, Jenna, first of all, for having me here. Yeah, you're right. I've been there 10 years. It seems like just yesterday that I started. I started out as an outreach worker, actually, and I was out doing the hands-on work, meeting with the seniors, getting to know them, getting to know the needs that they have. I spent about 2 years doing that, and then I moved into the role of administrative assistant, where I wear many hats. I supervise.
Don't we all? In the nonprofit world.
Exactly. I supervise our programs, the home delivered meal program, the health maintenance, the options counseling, and our congregate meal program. But I also am the activity coordinator and the volunteer coordinator.
Wow.
So I am busy, and
You do it all over there.
Well, we try.
And how many people are you serving in Mandan? Is it just Mandan area, number one?
Actually, Golden Age covers Mandan. We have 2 sites in Mandan, one at the Senior Center, which is located in the heart of Liberty Heights Senior Living Development, and another site is down in Library Square, downtown. And we also have 6 remote sites in rural North Dakota, in Flasher, Hebron, Glen Ullin, Elmont Center, and New Salem.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And are those all community centers, or?
They're all senior centers, and those are all under our umbrellas. So we have a small staff that operates out of Mandan, and we do cover those programs. So we oversee those.
If someone hasn't been at the local community center in Mandan, one of those, what goes on there from day to day?
At the senior center, we offer a lot of activities. It's a good place for a senior who just needs to get out, get some social interaction. Go over to the senior center. There's cards, pinochle is a big thing. Socialize. You can meet people. We have a lot of people that come in from the rural areas that meet neighbors that they used to have or people that they went to school with. But we're also a place where you can find some services. If you find yourself in a position where you're a recent widow or widower and you don't know how to go about, finding someone to help you clean the house or how to get downtown because you don't have your license anymore. We have staff on hand there that can assist you. They can send you in the direction you need to go in order to get the services you need to stay in your home, stay independent for as long as possible.
And so one of our United Way programs is BizMan Transit.
Exactly.
And so tell us a little bit, in case there are folks out there that aren't aware that transportation is available and door to door.
Right. BizMan Transit, we partner with them. We do sign people up for transit. We also have a program at our senior center that if you come eat with us, we'll subsidize your trip over to our senior center.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Right.
Because that can add up.
Yes, it can. So, we try to make things as affordable as possible for seniors because we realize that the income is fixed. It doesn't go up very much. Bills seem to go up faster than their income does. But we subsidize, if you come to eat at our senior center, we'll subsidize your transit visit.
Absolutely. And do you find that your folks or people that do receive services from you, that they're having a difficult time with affordable housing right now?
Well, I think what we find is the seniors that we work with, most of them want to remain in their home for as long as possible. And a lot of them are struggling with finding the services needed. Sometimes they're exasperated. They just don't know what to do, and they're thinking their only option is to move to a more restrictive environment, which isn't always the case. We have an options counselor on staff that can set them up with services that would allow them to remain in their home. And it might be a housing issue. Maybe their income doesn't allow them to remain in their apartment or their home, but maybe there's assistance out there, housing assistance, or, maybe there's other ways that we can free up some of their income, through a commodity program or through, the SNAP program. I don't think that people utilize our senior center as a place where they can get information, but we're kind of a one-stop place where you come in, you tell us kind of what your needs are, we'll visit with you a little bit, we'll assess where we can help you out and get you going in the right direction. Our goal is to help seniors remain in their home for as long as possible because we believe that's where most of them would like to stay.
Absolutely. And so you have a program that if someone is having difficulty making meals or was just released from the hospital, they can receive meals from Mandan Golden Services.
Right. I think that's probably our most important program, one of our most important programs, is the Meals on Wheels. You know, if you can't cook for yourself a nutritious meal, you know, a lot of things could happen. Your health could deteriorate. You know, family could not be there to support, and you probably would need a more restrictive environment. But Meals on Wheels, we currently serve about 60 clients. We have 60 people here in Mandan. We have about 7 volunteers each day that go out and deliver the meals. Sometimes our volunteers are the only people these seniors see during the day. So it's kind of it serves a purpose that we can check on some of these seniors too. You know, we kind of get to know their routine and stuff like that. So it's really...
That's
really
so
good.
nice. And so if someone's listening out there and they're not sure if they're eligible for the service.
Well, all you need to do is call in. If you're not able to drive and you're not able to cook your own meal, give us a call. You know, sometimes there's some situations where even if you're able to drive, you know, there might be a recent emotional loss in your situation, and we might be able to get you on home delivered meals temporarily or whatever. So they should just give the Senior Center in Mandan a call.
And is that service free of charge?
It's based on contribution. We have a suggested contribution. We do not deny anybody the service based on their inability to pay. There is a suggested contribution of $3.90 a meal, but like I said, SNAP program covers it. So if they are on SNAP, they can use that towards that.
Do you find that seniors have a more difficult time receiving help?
I do. I think that a lot of that generation, the culture is, I don't want to ask for help. I'm going to provide for myself.
That's how my parents are.
Yeah,
And gosh, darn it, they will not let their kids help them. They just
Right.
want to be independent, and they know that they know that they want their role to be always caring for their children.
Right, and what we're seeing, Jenna, too, is a lot of them want to prove to their own children, though, that they can remain independent. So we are seeing some people calling us and saying, "Can you help me? You know, to remain in my home here without me having to call my children and say, I need help with this." So, you know, if you're in a situation where you want to know what's out there and available to you, you know, Senior Center, either in Mandan or in Bismarck. Bismarck provides the same services. Like I said, we have options counselors. They are exactly what that title is. They'll give you the options of what you may have available to you to remain in your home, or, you know, to get services you need that you might not currently have.
Debbie, if there are some of our listeners out there that want to receive some of these services or learn more about what you provide, how would they get a hold of you?
They can call the Mandan Senior Center. It's area code 701-663-6528.
So that's 663-6528 for
Correct.
the Mandan Senior Center.
Right.
Very good. And are there online applications or information online?
No, we're not that advanced yet. No, you'd have to call. So.
We need a volunteer to get Mandan Golden Services online. Get that
Right.
information out there. So we highlighted through United Way one of your clients, Debbie, that you took such good care of. Why don't you tell us about her?
Well, you know, Lorraine was actually a client that I saw when I was doing outreach. So I knew Lorraine from the start of when I started working for Mandan Golden Age. Lorraine is a blind woman. She lost her vision several years ago, and she used to live on her own in her own home. She moved to the Liberty Heights community, which is she's still living in her own apartment. But Lorraine, because of her blindness, cannot cook a meal on her own. So she's been receiving home-delivered meals. But, you know, due to her blindness, she's not able to get out and about. So we also hooked her up with a senior companion who can help her with her grocery shopping. She can utilize transit with that senior companion. She has that. She can also come over to the Senior Center, which is right across the street from where she lives, and she can see the nurse. We have a nurse that comes to our center once a week and provides health maintenance. And that's another program that we think is very, very beneficial to seniors in the community. It's a way for them to come, just routine checks such as foot care or blood pressure check at a economical cost. You know, they don't have to go to the doctor every week. It's something that contribution based, but half the price of what they would have to pay if they were to go to see the nurse or the doctor.
That's beautiful, because a lot of times transportation or health issues do prohibit you from wanting to leave the home as frequently as you might when you were younger.
Right.
So if people out there want to get more involved, volunteer. Call United Way. Our number is 255-3601. You can go online to volunteerbizman.com. Welcome back to United Way's Community Talk. I'm Jenna Gullo, the Executive Director for the Missouri Slope Area-Wide United Way. If you are out there listening and you are wondering about how to get more involved to preserve the good quality of life we all know and love in North Dakota,